toward the Gulf.
This is the storm some have long feared.
In the bullseye is New Orleans.
Bearing down tonight on the city of New Orleans.
In its path, the low-lying city of New Orleans.
My only sunshine, make me happy. The skies are gray. Never know how much I love. Please don't take my sunshine.
Dear New Orleans.
Dear New Orleans.
Dear New Orleans. You survived Betsy and Camille, but Katrina just wasn't the same.
It hit us hard, and it dropped us to our knees.
I just remember the sheer panic.
It brings those tears back to my eyes if I think about it too long.
Everything and everyone's path was uncertain.
So please don't take my sunshine.
I guess we should reintroduce ourselves. We are still New Orleans, and we're still here. And as we've all learned, life in a bowl is a precarious dance. 10 years ago, troubled waters washed us away, but they did not wipe us out. To paraphrase one of this city's great resident philosophers in the past, Samuel Clemens, reports of our death were greatly exaggerated.
Dear New Orleans. The day I had to evacuate and leave you, I was just a kid starting my first day of college. Leaving you was hard, but living without you was harder.
Dear New Orleans, everybody here has a story of survival, and that's beautiful. I don't know how many other cities can share that reality.
Dear New Orleans, I will never forget what we have been through together. My heart is with you today as we remember the lives lost.
It's hard to believe it's been 10 years now. It's such a surrealistic notion. It's hard to wrap your head around. But do you remember how many people in the government, the media, and the clergy said, let it go. Let New Orleans wash away into the sea. Can you imagine?
Katrina, like every issue that plagues New Orleans, provided a certain opportunity for response, an opportunity to showcase survival. I think we found ways to take the pain, to take the struggle, and to make it valuable, to make it art, making something out of nothing.
Dear New Orleans, most people use the word resilient for New Orleans people post-Katrina. I call it toughness.
New Orleans is today, as it has always been, a place suspended between the physical world and the realm of the imagination. The experience of everyday life here is magnified by emotional intensity and creative reverie, yet also reduced by the heat, the humidity, and the altitude into its most basic, primal, and fundamental elements: food, shelter, and the saints.
Our first chance of normalcy occurred when the Superdome reopened and made me realize we're going to be okay. When Steve Gleason blocked that punt, I cried. I cried hard.
Dear New Orleans, many people say the 2006 Saints gave hope to the people of New Orleans. When I blocked the punt on that Monday night, with the world watching, I was buoyed by a stadium and a city full of idealists. We call them WhoDats. In 2011 I was diagnosed with a hurricane of a disease, ALS, terminal death, ALS and the water surrounding New Orleans have shattered our hearts 1,000 times over. Somehow, our enduring hearts piece themselves back together each and every time.
Dear New Orleans, I want to be part of the resurgence, the rebirth, the regrowth. Whatever the re is, I want to be part of it.
New Orleans is a magical place. It's a place that becomes a part of you. It becomes just as much a part of your identity as your age, as your race. Saying you're from New Orleans is embedded in who you are.
We just call it home. And that's a powerful notion because the most important four-letter word in the English language is not love. It's home.
It's so good to be home. Know that I will love you always and forever. Tonight, you may find me sitting on a rooftop, raising a glass to you.
I knew I couldn't leave this city. I still can't, and I don't intend to.
I am part of you, and you are a part of me, no matter where I go and no matter where the winds blow. And there's no place quite like NOLA.
Thank you for coming back to life. You help us tell all the naysayers I told you so. We New Orleanians, we never give up or give in to the impossible. You taught me that lesson. Thank you, Nola.
10 years ago, the water washed away a dreamy, maybe even sleeping city. But we're awake now. New Orleans didn't die because we who live here wouldn't let it. We are still New Orleans, and we're still here.
This city won't ever drown.